Welcome to Golden Age now. Now because we make it so. It's a channel dedicated to altering the direction, the timeline of the Earth, the outcome. Even though it's been foretold that there would be a time of transformation, a time that is both strange and difficult, and that those of sufficient heart out the other end of it would create a new Earth. This is about getting enough people getting their hands on the wheel of society that we alter the direction of the planet. We've got great power in our personal lives, and as we add this up individually to the planet with enough people with enough good-hearted, kind people, put their hands on the wheel of society, truly this will be a new planet. We are situated here in a great find for a vehicle dweller. It's warm in here. I got power generation coming from the province, and I can power up my devices. I've got a couple mobile power packs, that kind of thing, and being able to practice in here, especially when it was cold, and I can have nice warm fingers. It is so important with playing the guitar. Got to have nimble fingers. So here we are. We're setting up today. First video broadcast with sort of a multimedia package going on as we work out a system for our contribution with Golden Age now. The regular introduction for the show just might be so. I've had enough of this life that I've been living in. I need to release the past thing. Rocket my moonshot with new energy, drive propulsion. Moonshot me, moonshot vibration, best version that we can be for the Earth's elevation. Moonshot the photos, yeah, that's cool too. But the stress of the ups and downs of volatility was getting to me. Remember that there are more powerful ways. What capacity to contribute positively to the shifting ways. Life I can say that I can contribute to yours. Moonshine me, best version I can be, best version I can be, set me free. Moonshine crypto, yeah, that's cool too. The moonshine Ruby is even better. Shout out to the planet Earth. In future installments, might be some communication with the live stream here. It's difficult to say. It will be improvised, whatever comes the way. What's called Moonshot Me, and it will be re-released with current version of Existence. It's coming, and it makes a fun introduction to this channel. This might be a stage in the show where there's a bit of a free talk. Who knows? Probably about some kind of a current event chosen. There's a lot going on the planet, but this week we're going to take a special note of the Take Our Border Back trucker convoy in America, also welcoming motorcyclists to shore up the border from critical of the WEF perspective. It has been suggested that there's been an invasion in America for recent years with the lacking border involvement, and it's been pretty. There's a lot of inconsistencies in regards to having a benevolent federal government in
a lot of places, but this is one of the reasons that people are coming together with the state of Texas, and let's see that this stays peaceful amongst the union because it will likely spread to other states as well. Related to this, last week, in the sense of major geopolitical global happenings, last week in Canada, federal, the highest federal law in Canada found that the Trudeau government had used the Emergency Act in an unauthorized manner. That the state, the provinces rather, and the municipalities had different options to deal with the situation. That was focused primarily in Ottawa. There was some activity in Coutts, Alberta as well. Uh, Perhaps some other smaller location happenings in the country, but it was certainly not statewide. It wasn't an emergency. Overreaching, seizing the accounts, and this what has concerned me most during the happening afterwards as well is that the primary demand of the protesters, the peaceful protesters, primary demand was to speak with Trudeau, and Trudeau declined. Profoundly undemocratic that people with so much at so much expense, personal expense, vehicle expense, gas. A lot of people ended up contributing. Fortunately, it was supported, and this was not an anti-vaccine posturing. It was anti-mandates. It was freedom to the autonomy of body, mind, and spirit. And it turns out that Canada was one of the most manipulated countries on the planet in that regard. This stuff relates to chapter 4 of a book I wrote, 16 months living out of my car, still living out of it. Hence, here I am in this nice warm renegade spot. Chapter 4 is entitled "Milk and Freedom." A lot of different kinds of milk, raw milk. History of is in here as well as it connects to freedom, and a freedom convoy was mentioned in here as well, as was Trudeau as well. It seems like there's not a lot of constructive things to say about Trudeau. I hadn't voted in Canada for such a long time because I felt like it didn't make a difference, and that one vote every 4 years. More so, what could I do in my daily life? How was I posturing my life? What was I building in my life to have a greater impact? And after 20 years without voting, I saw Trudeau, particularly with his posture that he wanted to legalize marijuana. I thought, oh, he's a game changer. It took him about 3 years in his first term before he actually did that. Nothing else changed. I realized he was not a game changer. And regardless of who we have in office, it's really up to us. And systemically, that is part of the greatest control-based deception, where a lot of people feel like they believe that they've done their civic duty, where every 4 years they go out and they vote, and then it's up to somebody else for the next 4 years. It's a very disempowering situation. And perhaps it had worked. We had reputable, reliable people hundreds of years back, but in recent decades, increasingly that has not been the case at the highest level. It does vary, perhaps province to province, state by state, and in other federal, in other countries, call them countries as well. I suppose it varies. Provincial law, state to state. Certainly things vary country to country, and I am very much for a unified planet, a peacefully unified planet. And for the time being, I think it's great that we've got all these different countries because it seems that the globalists have really got tentacles into a lot of these countries, and I would say that Canada is one of the most corrupt countries on the planet. And though it's kind of comfortable here, though the cost of living has gone up as it has in most parts of the world, I would say that Canada is one of the most corrupt countries on the planet because it holds back so much technology, so much needs to come out, and that is what this book is about. We have so many solutions for every planet, every Solutions for every problem conceivable on this planet we have, but they have been hidden. And a lot of people are working to disclose the truth. We have what really happened in Tale of Two Worlds and the path to the Golden Age. We are going to do a reading from this as it is brought forth through these fingers, whatever it animates. So I saw those last few lines on the screen, wanted to read them. We've gone far here with nature and nurture, with particular focus upon education in media. Considerations of nanotech, microscopic technological implants or injections of such, as well as other artificial implants, those not seeking to alleviate obvious inability to see or hear, for example, versus inherent abilities, implants versus inherent abilities, will be considered in the chapter of the organics and the AI and other AI related concerns were already explored in chapter 8. Chapter 8, I believe, is the AI apocalypse, which we will obviously have heard better things to do than have an AI apocalypse on any more planets, because apparently it has occurred. It's wrought great havoc in the cosmos. Though these topics have their connections with both environmental conditioning and the modifying of our physiology and psychology, and even our capacity to experience authentic spirituality, implants can affect these things. These topics are now a better fit within this work addressed elsewhere. The chapter Nature, Nurture, and Nanotech is what these few sentences of reading were from. Nature, Nurture, and Nanotech, and it's about how we have, to what extent we are influenced internally and externally to become who we are, and how it is a combination of both, and they impact each other. Nature, Nurture, and Nanotech. And we went so far with Nature and Nurture in this chapter that Nanotech was deemed best considered elsewhere. This is for fixing and healing the earth in ways that few people knew were possible. It is available through Amazon for the time being. I have a love, dislike, love, not hate relationship with some of the billionaires on the planet, but I think it's incredible that I was able to get this in print through Amazon. There might be a time when I pursue a traditional book contract. That time has not come at this point in time, partly for freedom of expression. And I am free to make a more condensed version of this book, perhaps a combination of the first and second half of the book, different ideas for that. For the time being, the full book is available through goldenpath.earth. Goldenpath, 10 letters, .earth. EARTH, goldenpath.earth. This entire book was written 16 months, written and edited. I've read this book a few times, going through editing the chapters, all while sleeping in a car. And much of it was written in Canada's favorite coffee shop. Eventually, some of it was written and edited in a fast food restaurant when my location for sleeping overnight for different reasons had changed, and I would go in there as I did the coffee shop for coffee, and I'd bring some food, do some charging. We have a video from Car Dwelling from a couple of weeks ago. My back sleeping compartment when we had that polar vortex. It was for a night or two. It was a night or a few. It was pretty chilly, about minus 12, minus one night it might have been as much as minus 14 degrees. We got a clip from minus 8 degrees, I recall, that night. So let's hold over there. head over there, check out that clip, and then we're going to come back here for a song that was played on this guitar, seated here, and it was already played. I played the song, liked the location, and decided to do the beginning of it from here as well. So let's check out that video and then come back for a song.
It's a few degrees milder than it was last night. Below freezing. It's -8 degrees. Feels a little bit more comfortable. It's been -12 degrees the last couple of nights. Cold snap, Arctic airflow. I'm not sure if I'm feeling a little bit more resilient or these 4 or less degrees of cold are making a difference. Some of my breath into the video here. These are the layers that I have keeping me agreeably, actually quite warm, quite mild. Underneath the layer here, we got I've got long underwear underneath these jogging pants. This wonderful shaggy layer here, regular comforter. Then we've got this thick. We call them Afghans where I grew up. Somebody knitted this. It was donated at a shower program that I've been using last almost 2 years, several days a week. Big blanket, double folded. And just the last couple of nights, I've been using this big fuzzy blue blanket up on top, and it's been quite cozy. Though the mornings and the evenings, tonight wasn't bad, but the mornings -12 degrees Celsius. That's really difficult to deal with, even with gloves on. Anytime you're doing something that kind of temperature, just takes like about a minute of work and the fingertips start getting really cold, and where all this stuff is up front, it gets moved to the back. So I'm sitting in that seat and I'm maneuvering different things. I got some food, that black delivery, it's a food delivery thermal bag buried underneath there. It ends up being right here. So I'm twisting around the chair. It's an awkward way to live, to say the least. And here we are, mid January 2024. I've been sleeping in the back of this car since March 1st of 2022. It was running for uh, 11 months, and now about 11 months, it has been where it is, except when it was towed. And the last time it got towed, uh, it was a little concerning, very stressful, and there was a major blessing that came into my life that got it out of towing. And it's a very strange way to live, sleeping in the back of a car, living in the back of a car, but it is warm and it is dry. And last night I felt like I was having a bit of a nervous breakdown. I was just so cold, and this deep freeze, the Arctic freeze, -12 degrees in the interior as I was getting ready for bed. I prayed to some angels. I asked for help. Sometimes I do, because I've been going through some tough times. While I work on things that I feel are of great benefit to the Earth, to humanity, to the galaxy, doing some profound work. And uh, my mental state, I felt like I was really losing it. I was really tired, really cold, moving things around, and I prayed to some angels. I needed some support, and to my surprise, when I woke up today, I always wake up at, when I feel like I've had enough sleep, like I'm not going to sleep anymore. That's when I get up, and lately it's been around 9:30, quarter to 10 that I would be at that point, and I normally do a little bit of meditation before I open my eyes and get moving. To my surprise, today, after I done some meditation, feeling like I wasn't going to sleep any longer, and when I opened my eyes and checked the time, it was 12:05. So I feel like while I was I feel like angelic forces helped me get some extra sleep last night, and I feel in better spirits tonight. It's been a good day. It's been a productive day, and it's strange that these are my accommodations, and I know I can't keep living like this. I don't want to keep living like this, but it's warm, it's dry. It's not exactly the most spacious, but I got used to it. Coolers behind both of the seats, medium sized coolers, makes a platform, and it's warm, and it's home. Good night.
Welcome to my secret practice spot. I found this one a couple of months ago, 6 weeks ago, I suppose, in December. It's a great find for a vehicle dweller without any heat, without any power generation. I can come here, charge up different devices, and get some practice in. It's a fair location for recording as well. I can be pretty loud. Normally, I'm in here a little bit later. There's a loud business on the other side here. Elsewhere in the mall, they don't really hear it. A little early in the day today, mid afternoon, mid late afternoon, we're gonna see if we can complete no falsified rebirth. So you stand or you sit. I'm gonna sit this one in. I'm gonna sit this one in. Earthy. Right. This is the first time I played it seated in this position, which is fitting because it's the first time it's been recorded for release on YouTube. This is the song of the week. It's called No Falsified Rebirth, featuring guest musical artist Swin Flyed. No falsified rebirth, lighting up for the liar. What we right for our brothers and our sisters under the mirror. Whether or not they've been able to see well, you open to my eyes and clarify the power of one. Together we can be as a new world will rise. No falsified, I will no longer. No falsified media. Truth getting stronger. New age of peace, harmony, and abundance gonna last far longer. In the thousands of years I die. Yes, manipulation of honor. Pockets of light and sun. Shining tire. Time for worldwide.
eyes wide. Not the separative divide. Together we're right. Benevolent extraterrestrials have been here a long time. Get her out there somewhere. Yeah, yeah, they're so out there. Oh, so out there. Many wares. And many I had to. They kinda will desire nuclear battery. Many want that. Sending billions and planet. Shadow Coca-Cola. Want us to follow. And many deception. They alien invasion. And it was there and wrapped the time with wrapped in four plans of a robot. And in their deception, blending our conceptions of best version. No falsified will ripple the earth. Song of the week. No falsified reaper. Using the pointer of the laptop behind here, but it's a good old finger.